What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I've covered extensively on this channel the relationship between Gina Carano and Disney, in particular also Gina Carano and the fandom. It feels like, maybe because there's two main factions of Star Wars fandom. It's the new fan, NU fan, which is mostly interested in Star Wars from a cultural perspective, as a vehicle for them to talk about politics, a vehicle for them to talk about social justice issues. This is common because Star Wars is such a mega huge vehicle, a lot of tiny roaches can get on board. Then there is also the kind of standard fandom, which enjoys Star Wars, is critical of Star Wars for a wide variety of reasons, but not like the same. There aren't enough of X type of person in this, or these two people should be sleeping together and they're not. These weird Raylo shippers, they're on the other side. They're the weirdos that they're not really Star Wars fans. They're fans of what Star Wars allows them to do, which is attach their activism, slacktivism, to something much more important than them. And over the summer, there's been a lot of hullabaloo about Gina Carano and some spicy tweets she's made, and the fact that she doesn't toe the line like your traditional Hollywood robot. Probably why she has such a rabid fandom on Twitter, but she also has a rabid anti-fandom. In fact, on Gina Carano's Appreciation Day, two hashtags were trending at the very same time. One was "We love Gina Carano" and the other was "To fire her." Why do people want her fired? Because she's dared to question some narratives. Now, I want to be also very clear that according to this report, which is sus but does have some strong people behind it, I would never judge her for doing what she had to do to keep her job. What good is a platform? What good is dying on that hill, so to speak, if it's going to get you fired? I don't think that, I think it's easy for people with nothing to say that, you never should bend the knee, blah, blah, blah. But also the reality. We saw this with the GameStop stuff, people, getting mad if you sold out. Look, people got to secure their own bag, okay? Like, it's all fun and games to talk about how you would do things, but ultimately she's got to secure her bag, her future. She's been grinding for a long time, and the Mandalorian presents a great opportunity for her to move on to other things. Why blow it now? But this article from We Got This Covered, which, like I said, a very suspect source, but I've done some digging beyond that to try and attach some things to this. Also, people ask, whenever I report on Gina Carano things, why don't you just ask her? I feel weird. We talk occasionally, but not about this kind of stuff. I don't know. It just feels weird, like, to DM her and be like, hey, can you tell me some insider information? I'd rather just support her and be there when she needs coverage than kind of make it a business type relationship. She has reportedly apologized to Disney for social media behavior. Gina Carano could do no wrong with the Star Wars fan community once upon a time ago, thanks to her beloved turn as Cara Dune in The Mandalorian Season 1. But all that changed over the past year as the actress started to become more political on social media, frequently sharing her controversial opinions on a wide variety of topics. Now, let me read between the lines here of being political and controversial. What this author really means is that she is daring to question the mainstream narrative. That doesn't automatically make her right, but also doesn't automatically make her wrong. It makes her human, which is why I think most people gravitate to her. She talked about the coup and the election and everything, and her poorly received bio joke. Pronouns in the bio joke. No jokes about pronouns in the bio should be poorly received. It's pointless Twitter crap. It's gotten to the point where Fire Gina Carano was a regular trend on Twitter, with various reports pointing to Lucasfilm itching to get rid of the former MMA star in order to distance himself from bad press. According to a new piece of intel, though, it's possible that Carano has managed to diffuse the situation somewhat. Now, remember, we also covered how allegedly Jon Favreau stepped in, too. As insider Daniel Rickman, who is solid, I should say, has shared on his Patreon page today that the actress has apologized to the studio privately for her social media quote-unquote behavior. Carano had previously said she wouldn't back down in the face of backlash against her, but while she might not want to publicly give in to those who've got it in for her, it seems she may have swallowed her pride and had some private discussions with Disney instead. Rickman writes that Carano was likely motivated to do so in hopes of saving the plans to give Cara Dune her own spin-off series. Look, not every character needs a spin-off series. I think Cara would be good, but she's also good in an ensemble cast too. I think you can rush to give people spin-offs. I want her to be successful, but I want her to build her own lore. I want her to just have a bigger part in The Mandalorian first, and then go on and take a spin-off when the fandom's even more aware of her. Last December, Lucasfilm announced Rangers of the New Republic, which seemed like a good fit for Dune, given her new job as a New Republic Marshal. And while it's likely she'll turn up in that project, Cara Dune is reportedly something separate. In any case, Carano has kept her Twitter largely apolitical, with a surge of support recently with We Love Gina Carano. So if the studio is receptive to her apology, it may go ahead after all. Now, Daniel Rickman here is basically a Hollywood reporter, a Twitter influencer and writer with a very popular Patreon. People pay to get tea on Hollywood. By the way, hey, if I haven't earned your subscription yet, please consider clicking that red subscribe button down in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate earning it today. So you see, you know, they've got a lot of interesting takes here on Twitter, relatively, how do you say, reliable. But what's interesting to me is I'm not sure that this one's true, because you could see Gina tweeted today, first a picture, but then this, which is interesting, to say the least. Being muzzled by money. There are many different ways you could interpret this, but I also think that, you know, maybe she's talking about having to be muzzled to stay in with the job. Maybe that's exactly what this tweet is meaning, and maybe it's a reference to things being all about the money, and it's a joke about the. You know, I think we're up to, you should be wearing 3 or 4, maybe even 5 masks now. So I don't know, how do I say, I'm not sure. Could she be referencing that? Yes. But could she be making some mask commentary here, which would fly in the face of her apologizing? Also very true. Nobody in here, there's plenty of people getting angry about it. You know, and it's possible. You know, people are very sensitive. You can trigger a lot of people on Twitter. You know, like if you make any kind of comment about their bubble that they live in, and particularly with the coof, people will respond just irrationally. I've always said, and it's like people don't know this. I think, you know, taking reasonable precautions, you know, avoiding large groups and distancing, these are good things for any avoiding getting sick at all, right? Washing your hands more, being more self-aware of that stuff. But then there's also the doomers who are like, I need 10 masks, and if you're not, and I have a mask picture as my profile picture, and if you don't, then you're part of the problem. So you see, obviously, this is some dual meaning. Could be that she's being controlled by money, which would make sense. Could be that she's making more commentary. So I'm not necessarily jumping on the she is apologized train, but if she did, I would understand it. And if she didn't, well, Lord help you, Gina. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.